I do want to get some more practice in, however. I'll probably be doing 1 seed every day. I do also want to work on other stuff as well, but as far as the randomizer goes, Symphony of the Night randomizer, by the way, that's what we're doing. This is another lycanthrope seed. I want to do at least 1 seed a day to keep myself fresh and like warmed up for the tournament match that's going to be happening on Friday. It's the last tournament match of the tournament. It's grand finals reset, myself versus Jupiter. We're doing 2 to 3 matches depending on the set outcome. Minimum 2, maximum 3. And, you know, winner takes all. And by takes all, I mean there is no prize other than pride, so. But I've made it this far. I'm going to try and win. I was able to reset the bracket, which I'm super happy about. I watched back the matches, and honestly, I didn't even play that well, all things considered. Jupiter was playing really well. He just made, like, 1 big mistake in the first race that set him behind by a lot. He made, like, 2 big mistakes, actually, that set him behind by a lot. And then game 2, I just flipped the script and said, you know what? I'm just gonna become the luckiest man on the planet. Spoilers, by the way, if you didn't watch the match. I definitely recommend watching it. Set 1 was kind of crazy. I don't feel bad about it because I feel like I've gotten my ass clapped in tournament matches before because of dude, this is annoying. The same thing happened to me in the tournament match. I'm gonna have to figure out why that happens. Same thing happened to me in the tournament last year. I got owned by very, very unlucky circumstances. But yeah. Mana Prism? Okay. Cool. Yeah. I imagine Jupiter's gonna... Ooh, hold on. I think I might have forgotten to randomize the game, guys. Hold on. Let me double check. Yeah, WWJD does go pretty hard. I'm not afraid of talking about my thought process on stream, because I think it's pretty clear that, like, you know, Jupiter is going to be streaming his playthrough and a practice. Like, I'm going to be streaming my practice. Like, there is going to be some mind games involved for sure, because I imagine, my guess is I outplayed Jupiter game 1 by attempting to play like he would, and he tried to outplay me by trying to play like how I would. So he did extra checks. I skipped some extra checks. My guess is that Jupiter will likely either try and double down and be really, really reserved, which is how I used to play, and it kept getting me owned by being like, oh, well, that person is skipping too much, so therefore I will just win by being more consistent. When that's kind of not how it works. Like, skipping 1 or 2 things, oftentimes, like, the stats are just there that you save so much time, so long as you don't skip, like, a required thing, that it, like, doesn't matter. It's crazy. So my guess is that Jupiter will likely either try and triple down and in game 1 skip a lot, or he'll just kind of go back to, like, his kind of normal skips. Things that are a little bit more tried and true, things that he's a little more comfortable with. That's my guess. Yeah, I stopped playing on X Station. I will still play games on my X Station. I love my X Station. It is a fantastic piece of hardware that I am a big fan of. But I also know that playing on emulator is probably just for the best for the sake of consistency, so that we're all playing on the same thing. Yeah, my guess is either he's going to play like himself, or he's going to double down and play even a little bit more recklessly. I don't think he's going to go back to... Oh, Medusa Shield, that's a good drop. I don't think he's going to go back to trying to copy me. Because that's what he did game 1, is he tried to copy the way he thought I would play. His movement was also better than mine at the beginning of the run. I watched it back. He just was out moving me in the beginning of the game. So I'm going to actually have to sit down and practice the opening movement and stuff a little bit more. Because ultimately, if he's able to outmove me in the beginning, that could lead to a huge lead early on, especially if there's like early bat or something like that. I think I can pretty reliably move better than him in like the second castle, regardless of the wolf situation. He also didn't manage his magic as well as I did, which is interesting. I think that's something he might want to look into. Because there was many a times where he just ran out of magic in places that I was like being a lot more conservative. Yeah, I think I was just more aware of how important it is to just always have magic on hand for certain rooms and certain strats that he just kind of like wasn't prepared for. I'm doing this in the opposite way. I have Leapstone. I was supposed to do this first and then go to keep, huh? This loses me like 15 seconds. That's fine. Whatever. I'm going to do the correct route now that I'm remembering the correct route. This is a little bit of time loss. But if I was in a tournament situation, I wouldn't have forgotten because I would be paying more attention. The question is it better to go bottom route? I don't know. Probably. No, because you have to check it first. So you're going to be doing this normally. I have to figure out a way to get through this room fast with Wolf, actually. Why keep? Is this new meta? Yes. The idea is you are early enough in the seed that getting the complexity relic, the thing that the seed wants you to get, is really important. Because it likely will be either Jewel of Open, which will lead to flight, or it'll just straight up be flight. Whereas if you go to Outer Wall, you are likely going to find nothing at Outer Wall and nothing at Library outside of like maybe a random Vlad, maybe a random ring, but you're not going to find progression there. And right now the game is locked behind flight mostly. So this is basic. Oh, how did I not make it up there? Hello? You're basically doing this in a way to try and maximize getting flight as early as possible, so that way you can have a more cohesive route after grabbing flight. It's basically the same idea as doing the clockwise route, except you're skipping Alrox's quarters and saving it for later. The only downside is technically you could have layer 0 flight, which is a combination of Leapstone and Gravity Boots. That has happened and can happen. But because this is kind of the new meta, it's just what you need to do, right? Because it doesn't make sense for you to... Kiramene, thank you for the 31 months, jeez.
And make them your slaves.
It doesn't make sense to gamble on like the very rare case of like layer 0 flight with Leapstone and Gravity Boots. Like, see, here's Gravity Boots, right? It's just statistically likely that you're going to either find flight here or find the next relic that leads to flight, which could be Mist, which could be Bat, it could be Gravity Boots, it could be Jewel of Open. Worst case scenario in that line of reasoning is that it's a random ring, and the other random ring is like at Outer Wall or whatever. So that's like kind of bad. Oh, I should have done... I knew this was going to be thing. Okay, I should have just done the wolf movement here, actually. Because otherwise, I usually do this to try and get the flea ladder, but there's no reason to get the flea ladder when Gravity Boots is right here. I just really don't like going through Chapel. In Lycanthrope, it's not that bad. You can move through Chapel relatively easily. Oh, nice. But yeah, I would think in most other presets, I wouldn't do this route. But most other presets, I also wouldn't. Okay. I wouldn't go this way, even for flight. I think Lycanthrope, there's too much movement at any given time that gaining access to extra areas that your opponent doesn't have access to is just huge. I have Medusa Shield. Is it worth putting on yet? Probably not. The Medusa Shield spell doesn't even do more damage than Tetra Spirit right now. I would need to increase my strength by a lot for that to be the case. Oh, I should have used the holy water while he was pushed up against the wall, actually. That's another thing I didn't do amazingly well in my race versus Jupiter. Both games, my boss fights were not ideal. Yeah, I got the warp. I got the warp immediately. I feel like my boss fights weren't very clean. I don't think his were particularly clean either, but I looked at them and I was like, I could have done that better. Thought that would kill the harpy. So yes, even though I won, there's still a lot of things that I want to improve on, especially going into grand finals where I know Jupiter's going to be trying his heart out to stop the reset or stop the the win. I'll grab it. Yeah, Moblung, that's fine. Grab that. I have a diamond though. Maybe it's not worth. I don't know. Oh, okay. I misread where I was. Don't need Echo. Yeah, if I see a monster vial, I will try and force myself to use it just to get familiar with the tech as well. That's something that I do want to be able to do in case it is important. Especially like on Dracula, or like if you're able to set up the stun lock easily with for Galamoth, maybe it could also work. I don't know. Waiting for everyone to forget about Lycan so I can play the game. My goal is after this tournament, I want to mess around with the new stuff like Batmaster. What up, Mobed? Welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the GDQ. Oh, you got to see me at GDQ. We met? Did we? Oh man, I'm embarrassed. Or do you mean you saw my run? Either way. What was I saying? Yeah, I want to try out Batmaster. I want to try out other stuff. Oh, the run. Okay, cool. Because I did meet a lot of new people, and I didn't want to forget if we did meet. Come on. I should use the daggers, actually, yeah. You know what? I'm done. Nope. You guys lost your living privileges. You die now. But yeah, I want to try out Batmaster. I want to try out making my own preset as well, which I will need some help with, but I don't want to do anything too crazy. Well, that's not true. I do want to do something that's kind of crazy. Depending on how Batmaster feels, I might consider allowing it in the tournament I'm working on, but the tournament commentator said I had something against Monster Vial. I believe it is a glitch, and under the current rule set that it shouldn't be allowed. However, I understand that the rule set is arbitrary. I just think the rule set should change. That's all. Like, essentially, my argument is, if we're going to call this a glitchless run, we shouldn't allow it. But if we're going to have a custom rule set for randomizer playthroughs, then I don't really care.
Thank you.
Neutron Bomb, I guess.
Farewell for now.
Hey, what up, 8-Bit Missing Now? I'm glad you enjoyed the GDQ run. Very interesting. Okay. Gotta go to more flight locations, I guess. I mean, it's not like you can randomly give Vial properties of Power of Sire. Wait, what do you mean? I've had the idea for a specific type of preset for a very long time. I just haven't made it yet. You have to aim to do it. That's what I'm saying, yeah. It doesn't feel like something that you... I mean, I can understand accidentally stumbling upon it, but you have to be quite intentional to actually get the glitch to happen, right? And that's a big part of my personal bias with, like, the current glitchless rule set, right? Yeah, it's not like mana refill. You could argue that Richter doing damage stacks at the beginning is the same type of thing, and I don't know how I feel about it. At the end of the day, everything's arbitrary. So I don't really care what the real decision is. I just have a personal opinion, and that is all. But my opinion, at the end of the day, doesn't matter any more than anybody else's opinion. Why am I like this? What am I doing? I guess I'll go this way. Yeah, I have the warp, so we could do... Yeah. Okay. I guess my plan is to do this because it's flight locked. Go up through Alrox's quarters, warp back to entrance, do the entrance stuff, then maybe warp back to Alrox again. This is honestly a bad route. I should feel ashamed of myself. For some reason, I thought I had Jewel of Open. Well, my personal feelings about the Vile Stack thing is like, would Vile Stack be allowed in a glitchless speedrun that is on the leaderboard? I personally don't think it should be allowed. Not to say that that's even like viable in the speedrun, right? But let's say somebody uploaded a speedrun, posted it under the glitchless section, like, hey, this is my glitchless speedrun, and they're like using Vile Stacks. I don't think that that counts as a glitchless speedrun, in my opinion. So, because the randomizer playthroughs use the same rule set, like, hey, we're using the glitchless rule set from the leaderboard version of what glitchless is, it's like, okay, well then I think we should change the rule set if we're going to allow Vile stacking. It'd be insane for Dracula. It would be insane for Dracula. Yeah, actually, it would probably... There's probably a world where it's optimal, actually. Depending on how much damage you can do with a Monster Vial. You can get Monster Vial drops from, like, bats and stuff like that. And you can't get a easily acquired Power of Sire, but you could start with the Neutron Bomb, which is pretty good. Yeah, like, there is a world where it's actually optimal if we allow it in glitchless, right? And that just doesn't feel right to me. But again, all rules are arbitrary. Even our glitchless rule set is quite arbitrary. Yeah, Iron Shield is pretty slow because of the spell timing. The issue with glitch and intentions and like being like, oh, we only want to stop like unintentional glitches. To be fair, damage stacking at the beginning is very intentional. So anybody who argues that Richter's damage stack is like similar, they are very, very similar. My only argument is damage stacking in the prologue. One, it's Richter doing it, not Alucard. So it's still Alucard glitchless, Lamau. Two, it's also just like a legacy rule that exists because of this really interesting history that Symphony of the Night has with its glitchless speedrun that like very few other categories really have. Like our glitchless speedrun didn't start because somebody wanted to play through the game glitchless. The glitchless speedrun started because the normal speedrun for Symphony of the Night was ROM scout only. Nobody could finish runs. Not nobody, but like 90% of anybody who wanted to play Symphony of the Night in a speedrunning context, they would never finish a run because the knowledge and skill required just to finish the route was so absurd that it became a glitchless was a way to be like, hey, this is a speedrun that you could reasonably finish with very little guidance, right? So more people could get involved with the scene that way, right? But giving yourself damage stacks at the beginning with Hydrostorm is like, you can teach somebody to do it like in literally 2 seconds. You tell them Hydrostorm, then throw a Holy Water, and sometimes it do big damage. Also, the fact that it's random is does make it a little bit different than the how I feel about Vile stacking. Because Vile stacking is not random. Vile stacking is intentional, and you can do it every single time. Yeah, I'm conflicted. I don't know. Regardless, at the end of the day, I don't care about the tournament rules, right? The tournament rules are whatever Jupiter wants, and I'm going to abide by those rules, and that's perfectly fine. In fact, I would actually like to see a rule set for Randomizer that allows for some glitches. because I think that makes this game more interesting in the long run. In fact, I want to create a preset that is aware of some of the important and interesting glitches of this game without it being the current glitched preset, because the current glitched preset is more of like a puzzle preset and less of like an actual speedrunning preset. Yeah, so I feel like they're not exactly the same, and I feel like the history that we currently have for this game, and maybe it's because I'm a boomer and I've been speedrunning this game for almost 10 years, but like, for me, it feels a little weird. That's all. To call it glitchless. But like I said, and I will continue to say, I don't care that it's allowed for the, yeah, if we wanted to rename the rule set to no major glitches, and then we have like an actual discussion about what is and what is not a major glitch, that's fine. However, that discussion has never happened before. And ultimately, like I've said a million times, it's Jupiter's tournament. Jupiter could do whatever the hell he wants. He could say no glitches allowed except for reverse shift line, right? And it's his tournament. Everybody has to follow those rules if they want to participate. No sequence break glitches. That's impossible to... Wow, I can't believe this mist was bait. That's crazy. Wow, that's wild. So I guess the correct progression was holy glasses, so our next progression is going to be in the second castle. Wow, that's crazy. Defining what is and is not a sequence break makes zero sense in this video game, because that would also have to be, like, you know, voted on. At the end of the day, it's still going to require, like, community effort. Yeah, and sequence breaks are done oftentimes without glitches, and it's, like, required, not required, but, like, at high levels of randomizer speedrunning, you do sequence breaks all the time. My live split crashed. That's cool. Holy Ash only run. I do owe, for those that missed the GDQ thing that I did with 8F, I do owe you guys a Red Rust only run that I'll probably set up sometime after the tournament's over. Am I going to skip all rocks with 0 relics? Nah, I'll just do all rocks now. Oh, but I don't have Jewel of Open. Jewel of Open's just in the second castle. I'm just going to go to the second castle. Fuck it. I feel like I routed the seed kind of poorly, but also the seed is rough. But on the bright side, it's going to be a 20-minute and 57 finish, so still world record. Let's go, PogChamp. Yeah, Live Split saw the seed and is like, bruh, I'm done. I'm going home. I'm on break. You're interested in speedrunning this game? Cool. Good luck. If you have any questions about where to start or what you need help with, you could ask me. You could also join the Long Library, which is the speedrunning Discord. And go crazy. Have fun. Have fun with it. You can check out the tutorials that I've made. It's cool. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think speedrunning this game is really fun. My cup is huge. Yeah, it's I think it's like 20 or 18 ounces. Merch drop? Nah. I don't know. I'm scared to speedrun this game. It's so full of things. Well, that's why you learn. You don't even need to learn that much to get started. Doing like a normal speedrun, it's like super duper easy to get started. If you just want to do like any speedrun and finish it, you can learn in like a day. Oh, really? It was in the perfect position. All right, whatever. Yo, what up, Alt? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you've been enjoying the YouTube. Well, I was correct that Jewel of Open was here. All right, let's go rush back to the first castle then. Go do Silver Ring. Yeah, any percent is like super accessible. You didn't have a controller? Dang. Were you using like a touchscreen on your phone or something? Or were you using like a keyboard or something? Because there are players that are good at playing on keyboard, but I can understand if that's not like something you're super comfortable with. Because I do think having a good input device for the game is important, like something that you're comfortable with. But there isn't like a standard like you need to play on this controller or else, right? Like the freaking Logitech controller that Jupiter uses for all the games he runs is like a controller I didn't even know existed until Jupiter started like doing runs. How do they do crazy inputs on keyboard? You're not gonna like the answer. The real answer, the honest to God answer, no fooling. It's called practice. I know, I'm sorry. I know you didn't want to hear it, but it turns out if you want to do something, you probably need to practice it if you want to get good at it. I know, I hate practice. Bruh, I'm sorry. You know, you never mind. I didn't say it was magic. It's magic, actually. It's magic. Shush. No such thing as practice. Practice isn't real. Practice isn't real. It's magic. Ooh, fun. I'm out. Wait, you need a practice? I knew it must be magic. Therefore, I don't have to feel bad about being bad. Also, nice library card. Yeah, thank God. You scared me. You mean you can't just do runs and eventually get world record? No. Well, you have to practice to even get to the point where you start doing runs. That's the issue. That's the real problem. Most people don't even get to the point where they start and finish a run, right? Most people might start, but then never finish. Also, 1 damage is so sad. Original hardware is about the device that you're running the game on, not the controller you're using. Eagle Scout. So, like, GDQ doesn't care about what, like, input device you're using. They just care that you're not emulating the game. In fact, like, they technically allow, like, official emulation, I should say. As long as you're not using an unofficial emulator. And that's mostly just so that way Nintendo doesn't sue their charity organization. Legitimate, and also for consistency reasons. Making sure that the game runs properly. But in my mind, my guess is the reason GDQ has always had that rule is because Nintendo is absolutely insane and would sue a charity marathon for using an emulator. These people are raising millions of dollars for charity? Quick, send the lawyers after them. They did an emulation. That stuff comes with time, though. Like, think of anything that you were... Think of language, right? How did you learn how to speak any language? It comes with thousands and thousands of hours of practice. It's just that most people don't think about the hours of practice they had as a literal baby learning the language. Like, that's just something that doesn't... But it's something that everything... It's the same for everything. Like, everything is that way. Come on. Yeah, babies learn how to do language, so it must be easy. Exactly. All right, let's see what's here. Okay, Vanilla Silver Ring does suck ass, and I'm very upset about it. That's not what I wanted. You know what? I think I might actually be close to dying. So just in case, 1 pineapple, please. Thank you. I should be fine from here. Yeah, I would have died if I didn't... No, pineapple only gave me 8. I would have had 1 HP. You know... Whatever. It's fine. Barrel Circlet is the best item in the entire game. Great Aria vid, I learned a lot. Thank you. I worked really, really hard on it. I'm glad that it worked out so well. I'm very happy with that video. No, I'm a big fan of emulation. I think emulation is like super duper important for video game preservation, archiving, like everything. It's like without emulation, so many games would have been like genuinely lost to time, or like so inaccessible that most people wouldn't be able to experience them. Like important video games too. Come on. There's a day when physical video games won't exist anymore. I get what you're saying, but like the more philosophical and more like important part of that is like realizing that all things will die, all things will turn to dust with time, right? And it's a constant struggle to fight against that entropy, to get to the point where you can preserve things for as long as you can. But at the end of the day, all things will be gone. The heat death of the universe will happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? So there's only so much you can do. But that doesn't mean that you become a nihilist and just give up, obviously. It just means you do the best with what you got. At least in my opinion. Thank you, Ken, and thank you, Pew Pew, for the subs. Welcome to the philosophical debate of the stream.
And make them your slaves.
But I think it's important to preserve things for future generations, obviously. And video games is one of those things, but I mean, this is like an issue of all things. Emulation took 0.0001% of my favorite franchise's sales. I'm gonna call the police. Bro, you know what it is? So this is like the thing that nobody actually wants to talk about. Nintendo blaming emulation on like their like issues, right? Oh, like, oh, this series didn't get enough sales. It's all those damn emulators stealing all the money, blah, blah, blah. That's like the same fake like outrage as like what was it? Was it Walgreens? That was like, yeah, no, we're shutting down a bunch of stores because of shoplifting. And then you look at the stats and the amount of like money lost due to shoplifting was like not even like a tiny hit to their budget that was already designed for like the waste that's inherent to running a business. And it's like, yeah, no, you guys lied. You just lied and said that it was shoplifting's fault, and it caused like this media uproar around like, oh no, crime's on a rise because Walgreens is shutting down because of shoplifting, even though like none of those things were real. You just wanted an excuse to tell people why you were shutting down a bunch of stores and like killing a bunch of jobs. And they just blamed it on like, it's so dumb. And Nintendo is essentially doing the same thing, but with emulation and piracy, even though like those things don't actually impact sales, because the people who pirate your games weren't gonna buy them anyways. That's just not, no one's going like, oh man, like I just cannot afford this game, but I would be able to if like I didn't have access to piracy. I don't know, man. Like that's not like real. Yeah. Yeah, tell me when I can buy a fucking DS Pokemon game at a proper price. I don't know. I feel like that's like inflated hype, right? The DS games have been like well overpriced since they came out. Like as soon as the next generation of Pokemon games came out, the DS ones just for whatever reasons retained their value and inflated their value for like no reason. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like back in the NES days, Nintendo did the same shit with piracy, claiming that it was causing like, oh, we're losing profits because of piracy. When at the end of the day, they're just trying to control the distribution of their IP to an absurd level. To like an uncomfortable and unhealthy level. Meanwhile, they're like, nah, what's the tweet? The fucking Connor Eats Pants tweet? Nintendo is like your racist grandma that cooks really good food. It's like, just because your grandma cooks really good food doesn't mean that you don't get to criticize her for being racist. Just because Nintendo makes really good games doesn't mean that they're free of criticism for their, like, bad business practices. Shit, I should have skipped it. Yeah, the timer saw how bad the seed was and went on strike. And honestly, I don't blame him. I should be on strike too. The seed is dog shit. We're currently about 35 minutes in, just for reference. Oh, yeah. Because the only good remakes are Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Fire Red, Leaf Green. I agree, yeah. I also hold the opinion that Gen 2 is, like, hella overrated personally, and Fire Red, Leaf Green, and, Heart Gold, Soul Silver is, like, the only way you should try and experience those games, because experiencing them on original hardware is dog shit doo-doo bad. Nintendo actively hates their fan base, so they would never port Melee for that reason, because the Melee fans are ones that have actually tried to break outside of the mold that other Nintendo fans, where they just sit down and eat their slop and smile and nod and buy all the DLC and spend money on Nintendo Online. Meanwhile, the Melee fan base is like, actually, we're going to keep playing the game we like because this is the best video game that we've ever experienced. So they just never move on, which Nintendo doesn't like that. They want their fans to move on to the next thing so they can keep selling product. But the Melee fans went outside of that matrix, right? They also are not like Nintendo brand friendly comparatively. Like the Melee fans are rowdy. They say swear words. There's a lot of adult people in the fan base, which scares away, you know, the brand identity that Nintendo is going for. And the Melee fans have better control over the Nintendo IP or the Melee IP than Nintendo does, because they've gone out of their way to make more accurate emulators than Nintendo ever has made in their life. They've implemented rollback netcode, something that Nintendo doesn't even know exists. Huh? Oh, so... Man. Where the This seed sucks nuts, dude. Yo, Cheeky, thank you for the 34 months. If you're free later, you want to hop in a call? By the way, we haven't talked in a little bit. I got to catch you up on everything that's been going on. Yes? All right, bet. I'll call you when I'm done streaming. Wait, why did I put the... Oh, that's fine. Whatever. How's the SotN Rando? This is like... not like the worst seed I've ever played, but it's really bad. I still have my library card, and I'm glad I didn't use it. So we're in the world where Gold Ring can be literally anywhere, and I'm scared that it's just in the second castle. And that means I have to go all the way through the second castle and then come back to the first castle for the final Vlad. Also, like, Merman statue is still, like, a potential bait location. It's bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is, like, really bad. Yeah, I'm still on good pace, though. 20 minutes, 57 seconds? I think that's world record pace right there. Yeah. Gold Ring at Galamoth is, like, worst case scenario. Yeah, I feel like the seed is no longer good practice. Oh my, why are you there? Huh? I mean, that's better than nothing, but, like, Wow, what a weird... This seed is so weird. I guess it's just randomly distributed, right? Because Echo was found early on, and that means... No, Bat was... Okay, I think I'm seeing the chain now, yeah. I'm starting to understand I'm looking into the game's code, reading the matrix lines one by one. Yeah, I need to save my library card. So we just have to go back to the second castle again. That is correct. This is a Master of Bricks suggested seed name, so you are the one who has cursed us with bringing back Bionicle for whatever reason. I don't know what Symphony of the Night, why it hates Bionicle so much, but it just does, I guess. The dude. What is Bionicle? Ah. Didn't the Smash community have a lot of issues? Depends on what you mean by Smash community, and it depends on what you mean by issues, and it depends on what you mean by, like, where you got your information from. From the outside looking in, I can understand why you would be skeptical, but as somebody who follows the Smash scenes closely, like, none of those horrible people, like they are not the representatives of the Smash community. That's like saying the United States is bad because there's a person in the United States who is a pedophile. Like, all of the United States must go now. That's not how communities work. So it's not really fair to define an entire community based off of the actions of, like, individuals who were, like, immediately outed and, like, immediately taken care of and, like, banned from, like, all events and, like, whole platforms, right? Meanwhile, like, everybody will slop up, like, oh no, but Overwatch 2 is great, even though Overwatch 2 is made by literal, like, sex pests. You know what I mean? Right? So understand that there's a narrative being sold to you about those types of things to get you to be enraged about a thing that you don't, like, know or care about beforehand. It's all part of the internet rage cycle. Get you upset about a thing that you didn't know about or care about beforehand, and then you will stop thinking about other than, like, the base impressions of, like, the headlines that were being shilled to you. That's unfortunately how internet information gets disseminated right now currently, and it's really bad. And the best thing you can do is just try and be aware of it and, like, inform yourself as best as you can. But that's asking a lot. That I will admit that that's putting a lot of the onus on the individual who is consuming the content of whomever. There's, like, a really good video I watched recently about it that talks about, like, I forget the term already. I need to rewatch the video. It was really, really good. It talks a lot about, like, how people, what is it called? There's a really good term for it. But essentially, like, people will forget the wrong or negative aspects when it's displayed in media, right? Like, if somebody gets something wrong in a, like, article, people will be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to keep reading the rest of the newspaper or whatever, or, like, the rest of the article, even though this one section is wrong. And then make the assumption that the rest of the news article is correct, even though, like, if there's things that are wrong in part of it, there's likely things that are wrong in all of it. Well, I think it's also really easy to boycott Blizzard stuff because, like, Blizzard doesn't make good video games. That's right, I'll say it. Crucify me all you want. When was the last time Blizzard made a good video game? Diablo 4 is okay. Psh, okay doesn't outweigh like the crimes that these people are accused of. Yeah, like StarCraft 2. And that's coming from somebody who's not really played StarCraft, but is willing to accept that StarCraft is probably a good game. Or like Diablo 2, right? I'm willing to accept that these are games that are beloved by a long like history of people, so I'm not gonna like say that those are bad. But like, come on, bro. Overwatch, dead ass. Like Overwatch 1. I played Overwatch a little bit. It was alright. It's not. The most impactful thing about Overwatch was the porn that people made about it. Let's be real. That was the most culturally impactful thing that Overwatch ever did, was that people made porn of the characters. Rule 34 hard carried Overwatch. It's true. It's true. Okay, well, now we can go beat the game. I should go do Beelzebub first, and then we library card, and then we should be good from there. If Merman has a random Vlad, I swear to God. It's technically possible that Merman statue leads to Holy Symbol, which has a random Vlad, and if that's the case, I'm just not finishing the seed. You can't make me. This seed is actually like one of the worst I've ever played, if that's the case. As a Diva main, I'm trying to be offended. Like, okay, if you played Overwatch and like played it a lot, it's fine. It is a decent thing at what it tried to be, but it's not like, you know, it's not like Nintendo's level of like racist grandma, you know what I mean? Like, more people are willing to forgive Nintendo for being a racist grandma because the food they cook is just that good. Whereas, like, Overwatch, the food's not good enough to justify the badness. Like, I feel like if you're really that big into, like, Overwatch, you probably could be equally interested in other, like, you know, AAA shooters that exist in the market. I just got here, what? We're talking about Blizzard because they're just an easy target to make fun of. And I made the hot take that Blizzard hasn't made good video games, so they're very easy to boycott. To be fair, I'll also argue that Nintendo's pretty easy to boycott as well. Yeah, racist grandma theory of economics, true. Maybe I should actually just grab the other... That's actually the correct play, is I should just finish collecting as many relics until I have one left and then go to the first castle. I think that is the correct play. Yeah, Overwatch is a fine game that existed, right? But not, like I said, not good enough to justify... Well, I feel like even Overwatch fans are, like, not fans of Blizzard right now because, like, freaking Overwatch 2 is, like, a wet fart of a disappointment. Yeah, exactly. Like, people are like, no, Diablo 4 is great. Like 3 months from now, no one's going to be talking about it or care about it. That's my guess. I could be wrong. Creature, you know what? No, that's greedy. I shouldn't library card now. I am getting owned hard, though. 3 Vlad relics missing and still creature out here. Whatever, man. It is one of the better spots to card, but I think it might be, in this scenario, the best case scenario is to only library card once I have one Vlad Relic missing. That way I don't have to backtrack in the second castle more than I have to, right? Because, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe library carding and then coming back is fine. No. Because getting to the final fight is like slow if you don't do it from the warp, and I'm going to be warping there anyway. It's tough. I feel like I would need to have more brain power to be able to like actually calculate which is better. Maybe all Vlads will be here. One of the Vlad relics has to be at Holy Glasses. But other than that, yeah, I mean, they can basically be anywhere. What would Jupiter do? I don't know. I honestly have been too busy complaining about other video game stuff and not really paying attention to the seed. This is mostly just for muscle memory at this point. This was not the greatest practice session, I'll be honest. It's fine. I'm mostly looking forward to the pacifist speedrunning stuff anyways. Oops. By the way, out of everybody who's watching right now, how many of you guys have watched the Aria of Sorrow video? The one that I just posted like 2 days ago? I feel like there's a decent chance most of you have watched it, right? That video is like actually doing pretty darn well. Most of you guys have? Awesome. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It turned out really good. The video has more views than any other video that I've posted in the last 10 at this point, so I'm pretty happy. Even though I didn't learn anything new. I feel like it was fun. Scavenger hunt. That's like an old video. Is that what you're talking about? No. That's not the new video. Exclamation mark new vid if you haven't seen it. Definitely recommend checking it out. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I really like the format. I really like having somebody else in the video helping explain, because I feel like it helps the... Oh my god! You know what I just realized? Dude, one of these has to be Merman. Wait, no. Oh, no. Okay. So either Merman statue is at Holy Glasses and that leads to Final Vlad, or one of these is Merman and Final Vlad is like just random. I don't know. This is weird. This seed sucks. I guess Merman is either at... I didn't do the math on the complexity count, so it's very possible that I could be wrong. It could be that Merman being here is just random, and then the Final Vlad is still... I don't know. So either... It doesn't matter, because no matter what, we have to check Galamoth. Because Galamoth is either going to be Merman, or it's the final random Vlad, and then... Yeah. So this was a 100% seed. Like, we basically had to... We have to 100% the game no matter what. Cool. No, Death is Eye of Vlad. Oops. Did not mean to do that, but whatever. I'll just wolf it up. York. Fuck. Yeah, 20-minute seed, easy peasy. World record. What up, Davey? Welcome. I will save in case things go poorly, but I could practice the other tech, I guess, real quick. See if I can do it. Could I... Hold on, I have an idea. This might not work. Okay, it didn't work. It didn't work. It's fine. What I was trying to do is I was trying to get the glitch to happen whilst maintaining the stun lock using the daggers. Honestly, Medusa's shield isn't worth it if it's only doing 2 damage there. We'll just kill him this way. This is the 5 minutes that Frieza promised. True. Yeah, we'll beat the seed in the next 5 minutes. 5 minutes. This whole seed is going to explode in 5 minutes. I wonder if people thought they were doing something wrong against this guy casually. I don't remember ever beating this guy casually unless I got the Alucard shield, I think. How good are we doing at Pacifist? My most recent PB, I saved 15 minutes on one split while losing 15 minutes in another split. So, okay. So we are, this is a Mermaid statue into Final Vlad. Okay, that's fine. Imagine a Metroid-like escape sequence after beating Dracula. That would be cool. The only issue is, like, where would you escape from and where would you escape to? Today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Varric. Congrats on the whole, you know, cycle around the sun. Congrats. How the hell Reverse Castle crumbles? Good question. Make it back to the entrance? That could be cool. How's Rando? This is one of the worst seeds I've ever played. But to be fair, I also wasn't like playing all that well, so it just made it even worse. But it's fine. We're chilling, we're having a good time. My final time shouldn't be... Well, no, it's already been an hour. Yeah, this final time is going to be quite bad. I mean, it's going to be 20 minutes, guys. Psh, world record, easy. How's the kitty doing? He's sleeping somewhere, but he's been fine. How do I get other Joel emotes? It's 7TV is the extension, yeah. Or you could type !Joel in chat. See, look at them. Look at all of them. Yeah, better Twitch TV is also an option. Merman, woo! Beep 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 beep. You know what I'm thinking about doing once the new sub split becomes a thing on Twitch in October? I think I might do not a subathon, obviously, because I fuck Twitch and I don't want them taking fucking half of the revenue. But I think I might do like a marathon based off of like other support methods that aren't subscribing. No, the Joel-a-thon's happening regardless. That has nothing to do with how much money you guys give me. Currently, Twitch takes 50% of all sub revenue, with some exceptions, but essentially it's 50%, and it's been that way for basically forever. Yeah, like a Patreon-a-thon or something like that, yeah. When is Joel-a-thon? I have to just... I need to do it because I need to do it, but the timing just hasn't worked out because I've had the tournament happening. I've had that video that I've been working on. I had GDQ. I had a lot of things happening all at once. And I'm finally, like, after Friday, I'll finally have free time to, like, work on other stuff. And surgery, yeah, true. I did have surgery or whatever, but, you know. Yeah, no, the 50-50 is dog shit and it's bad, and pretty much every other competitive market that does any online content creation, the split is at least 70-30. So Twitch offers a 70-30 for Twitch Partner Plus, which is a program that is dumb and stupid. So I think in protest of that, I'll do a marathon that is not reliant on subscriptions, because that's another thing that like people do is like people will do subathons where they get subscriptions from Twitch, or like they'll stream longer on Twitch if you sub on Twitch, but it's like Twitch is taking half of all of that. It's crazy. It's dumb. It's stupid. The fact that Kick exists will shake them up good. I don't like the business model of Kick.com. I think it is shady at best, if not outright a scam, and will probably lead to some creators probably not getting paid out. I'm going to be honest. They're going to run out of money eventually. That or all of the money just comes from like literal gambling, and then at that point, like maybe not. I don't know. But I wouldn't trust my finances with that platform personally. Isn't it just a laundering front for their casinos? It's not even just laundering. It's more so that Kick is funded by online casino money, yeah. You don't get a 70-30 split on your subs, no. Davey. That's 70-30 on like your ad revenue, not on your subscription revenue. That's different. Yeah, the only people that have a 70-30 split right now, actually nobody has a 70-30 split right now. But in October, people will have 70-30 splits based off of how many like total subscribers they already have. And that is not including gifted subs, which is stupid, and not including Prime subs, which is also stupid. I'm not a big fan of the way that Twitch is. I'm happy that the 70-30 split will exist for some people and that they will get the bag. Good for them. I appreciate that there are people that will be able to support themselves better because of the additional money. Granted, this is money that Twitch always had and always could pay out creators. They're just choosing not to. That's the thing that nobody's talking about, is this is money that Twitch always had available to pay out creators, and they're like gatekeeping. Oh, fucking Christ. Thank you for joining the Patreon. It's so loud, dude. It's so loud. It's not loud for you guys, but trust me, it's loud for me. It scares me every time. But yeah, I'm not super stoked about it, and I'm happy that there are competitors that are scaring Twitch enough to force them to do at least something. Right? Even if it's not amazing, the 70-30 will help creators. However, the total number of creators it will help is like 1,000 total. Somebody did the math on it, and there's only like 1,024 creators that currently are able to be eligible for the 70-30 split, which is not a lot compared to the 40,000 of partnered streamers. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Sorry. If you guys' names were bigger, I'd probably be able to like thank you more properly. I genuinely appreciate you guys joining the Patreon. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Holy fuck, it's loud. No, fuck Twitch. I'd rather work for casino slaves than Twitch. You know what? Anybody who streams on Kick, I will say, I do not blame you. I'm not going to say like, oh, you're ethically a bad person because you're streaming on a platform that I don't agree with. Like, no, that's fine. Get the bag, bro. Like, do what you got to do. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism. It's just impossible. Like, do what you can to secure yourself, your family, and the people that you love and care about. But I have other concerns about the platform that aren't just based off of the fact that I think that the platform is run by bad people. I think the platform is run by bad people and will also burn and crash into the ground as soon as any regulation starts happening in the live streaming space. I mean, Twitch will also be in trouble, but they'll be in less trouble. I don't think it's a sustainable platform is what I'll say. I think they're a hot flash in the pan that will make a lot of waves and like shake up the industry, which is good. The industry needs a shake up, but it's also very possible that they close their doors because of the way that they're running their website. Plus, they also just paid $100 million to one streamer, which is a lot of money, and it means that 27 world record. What the fuck? Holy shit! What? Anyways, if you enjoyed this rant about live streaming stuff, don't forget to subscribe and join the live streams over here on twitch.tv/dragonblitz or Medusi.com. That is correct. That is a real website that leads to my live stream and also other socials that I do. Medusi.com. You should try it out. Anyways, I'm out of here, y'all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.